You know, just when you thought that Republicans and conservatives couldn't get any lower, they just, that's one thing. See, that's the thing. See, that's one thing that Republicans can prove me wrong on, is that I just look at them and I say, you can't possibly get any lower than where you're at now. And then what do? They just keep going lower, lower, lower. I'm like, well, I guess you beat me there. Now, apparently, and I just randomly stumbled across this article because I was watching a podcaster and it showed his computer and it was an article on the side. I decided to look it up because it caught my attention. And of course, I know Fox News and Newsmax will never talk about this. This will never be covered in the Daily Wire or Breitbart or there's another right-wing source. I can't think of the name of it right. Oh, I think OAN, which stands for One America News Network. Now, Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert in Colorado appears to pray for Joe Biden's death in Texas sermon. Now, this is according to Yahoo News. I think there was another article that stated something similar, Newsweek. I'll get to that in a second. Lauren Boebert has again appeared to pray for the demise of President Joe Biden in a sermon strained by the Storehouse Dallas Church in Texas over the weekend. Boebert preached politics to attendees, repeating comments that attracted fierce backlash last June. Joe Biden's president. We don't know what to do, Lord. It's all right. We pray for our presidents. You know, it says, let his days be few and another take his office. The audience was heard laughing after the remark. Shocker. That's why I filed articles of impeachment for Joe Biden. Unfortunately, he does have a really great insurance policy named Kamala Harris. Now, apparently, here's a video of her saying that. Just so you don't think I'm making this up. This was a video, Twitter. This is a Twitter video that it was posted in Yahoo News.
God said that he was the provider. I know that Jesus said that we would be blessed, but I just don't know about this month. And Jesus is right there at the table with you. Sam, what kind of conversation is this? Why are you talking like this and why are you sad? Jesus, don't you know? We're out of money. COVID's hit. They shut everything down. Joe Biden's president. We don't know what to do, Lord. It's all right. We pray for our presidents. It says, let his days be few and another take his office. That's why I filed articles of impeachment for Joe Biden. Unfortunately, he does have a really great insurance policy named Kamala Harris.
You know, see, there's a church that I attend in Romulus. And try going up in that church and saying stuff like that. And by the way, why are you getting overly political at church, number one? First of all, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out. And I guess one thing I don't understand is, and this is where I constantly think about independent voters, is they can go either way. But generally, it takes a lot more for them to get away from a Republican than it does a Democrat. I'm not quite sure why that is. A Democrat could slip up and say one small wrong thing, and that could cost them the election. But you have people like this saying this, and they're still in office. You know, you remember when, so in 2016, in the summer, basically Trump implied that Hillary could be assassinated if she was president. Because you remember he said something along the lines of, well, you know, if she becomes president, well, I mean, you people know what I'm talking about. Hey, there's this thing called Second Amendment and people, hey, blah, blah, blah. And you can hear, like, even some of his fans were kind of looking at it like they had these confused or iffy looks on their face. But I'm sure that didn't mean anything because, I mean, I'm sure they still voted for him. But these people could just get away with saying this stuff. And it's like, why does this not affect them? I don't understand this. So it's like, why is it that if a Democrat said something like that, they lose, but a Republican could say it, they could still win? Like, I really just wish somebody would take the time to fill me in on that. Like, what am I missing? The phrase Boebert references from Psalms 109:8. Though Boebert referenced impeachment, the verse is widely interpreted as a call for the premature death of an enemy. It pops up in right-wing politics from time to time, including in 2016 when then Senator David Perdue, Republican in Georgia, applied it to President Obama. Of course he did, because we know how he feels about this. Let's see. Let me see what Newsweek said about this. Essentially the same thing. Let me pause that so it doesn't interfere or disrupt. So Lauren Boebert has come under fire, expressing the hope that President Joe Biden's days be few during a church event in Texas. The House Republican was speaking at the Spiritual and Leadership Training Conference at Storehouse Church in Dallas over the weekend. Quoting the follower, I mean, people, there's really not much else to say about this. So yeah, that's plain and simple. So Lauren Boebert is wishing death upon Biden. It's kind of ironic that you say that at a church. First of all, you shouldn't be saying it, period. But I don't think that's very Christian-like. And I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and tell you that I'm the best Christian. I mean, I am a Christian, but I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and tell you I'm the best. But there's plenty of people in this world that I can honestly admit that I intensely dislike. And I have said that I've despised a number of people. But I haven't wished death upon any of them. Whether it be somebody I know in person, whether it's somebody that I went to high school with, or somebody that, I mean, even if it's somebody who's in the public eye all the time, politician, the celebrity, I mean, whoever it might be, but it's just I mean, listen, I completely despise, people in the Bush administration. I mean, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, John Ashcroft, Karl Rove. Never been a fan of the Bushes. Of course, you already know what I think about people like Mitch McConnell and Newt Gingrich and Ted Cruz and Trump and Rick Scott and Ron DeSantis. Our former governor, Rick Snyder, who was responsible for the many deaths that took place in the city of Flint because of the poisoned water. I have nothing nice to say about these people at all. I completely, intensely dislike them all. But I haven't wished death upon any of them, because that just isn't right. And I know better than that. Many of you should know better than that. But apparently people like Lauren Boebert, they don't know better than that. So I'm not responding to this this is not like a shocked reaction. I'm not shocked at all that she said this. Of course not. But again, people, I think it's clear cut. It's plain and simple. So I just want to know what the people in her district are thinking. Do they regret voting for her? It's why? Well, how do these people keep getting to office? This is why. It is so overly important. It is so beyond essential. I push vote blue no matter who for a reason. There is a hashtag that I started called VOER, which is vote out every Republican. There's another hashtag that I started, SOMER, strategize, organize, mobilize, energize, realize. People, we need to do those things. We need to do that. And again, to all you people that voted for Lauren Boebert and people that you still like her, you might want to kind of do a little self-examination. You might want to look into your soul a bit. I'm not saying that there aren't some people on the, extreme leftists who have said things that were, there are some extreme leftists and people who are out of their mind on the left that have straight up said, yeah, they would assassinate, Bush or Trump or whoever, or that they would have assassinated whoever, Newt Gingrich or whoever the Republican president would have been, or John McCain or Mitt Romney, whatever. Listen, I have all types of reasons to despise all of these people, but I think wishing somebody death is taking it too far. But again, people like her don't know that, and she doesn't realize that. She's hard-headed, she's unintelligent, she's uneducated, she's immature, she's totally not there. And I'm not even going to say it was a shock that she got to the office, because like I just said, we had Bush and Trump, and those were arguably the two most unintelligent presidents we've had. So again, people, let's just get out there and turn out in mass numbers and just vote against these people. It's not hard. It's not difficult at all. Okay, people, please just vote to get her out of office and vote to get some of the people like her out of office. Just turn out, vote blue no matter who. Strategize, organize, mobilize, energize, realize, vote out every Republican. People, let's just get to work.